Welcome back to Trendz TV, the home for gearheads, car lovers, and anyone who lives life 1/4 mile at a time. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most iconic sports cars of all time, the newly refreshed 2026 Mazda Miata. This isn't just a facelift. Mazda has gone in with the precision scalpel, making subtle but impactful upgrades that push this roadster closer to perfection. Whether you're a longtime Miata loyalist or just starting to feel the pull of this lightweight legend, you'll want to stick around as we break down every detail you need to know. Exterior. So, what's changed? At first glance, the 2026 Miata might not scream transformation, but like all great designs, the magic is in the details. Starting at the front, Mazda has given the Miata a sharper, more refined look. The grille has been reshaped. It's now slightly wider with the blacked-out mesh that gives it a meaner, more aggressive stance. The headlights are slimmer, now featuring Mazda's latest LED matrix lighting technology with adaptive beams that shift intelligently with your steering. It's a nod to modern sophistication while still keeping that familiar Miata grin. From the side, the Miata retains its low-slung, athletic profile, but look closer and you'll spot new, sculpted lines along the doors and fenders that give the car a more muscular, planted feel. The proportions are still pure Miata, short overhangs, a long hood, and a cabin pushed way back for that signature roadster vibe. Mazda has added 2 new wheel designs for 2026. Including a stunning 17-inch forged alloy option that reduces unsprung weight while looking absolutely killer in motion. And let's not forget the paint. This year, Soul Red Crystal returns, but there's also a new zircon silver metallic that looks especially sleek under sunlight, showing off the car's curves with striking definition. Swing around to the rear and the changes are subtle but effective. The taillights have been redesigned with a more angular, modern look that ties in better with the updated front end. The dual exhausts remain, now with slightly larger tips and a richer tone. There's a revised rear diffuser that hints at aerodynamic tweaks, but nothing so dramatic that it changes the Miata's overall clean design. Mazda clearly understands the if it ain't broke, don't fix it rule, and it pays off here. Slide into the cockpit and the Miata's interior is where the real surprises begin. First off, Mazda has upgraded the materials across the board. There's now soft-touch leather across the dash, doors, and center console, and the stitching feels more upscale than ever before. The 8.8-inch infotainment display is now standard and features Mazda's latest user interface, still controlled via the rotary dial, which is either a blessing or a curse depending on your preference, but it's undeniably intuitive once you get used to it. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both wireless now, and Mazda has finally improved the sound system. An all-new 9-speaker Bose setup tuned specifically for open-top driving makes its debut, and it sounds phenomenal, even at highway speeds. Interior. The seats are still tight and performance-focused, but Mazda has reworked the cushioning for better long-distance comfort without sacrificing lateral support. For taller drivers, the seating position remains snug, but there's now a bit more tilt and depth in the steering wheel adjustment, making it easier to find that perfect driving posture. One standout detail is the revised VAC controls. They're now integrated more cleanly into the dashboard and offer better tactile feedback. Performance. Now let's talk performance, because this is where the 2026 Miata really shines. Under the hood, Mazda has refined the existing 2.0-liter Skyactiv G inline-4, squeezing out a bit more power and responsiveness. You're now looking at 187 horsepower and 151 pounds-feet of torque. A modest bump, sure, but it's enough to make this featherweight feel even livelier. The real story, though, is in the chassis and suspension. Mazda has retuned the suspension for 2026 with new damper settings and stiffer anti-roll bars. The result: sharper turn-in, flatter cornering, and an even more communicative steering feel. It's the kind of car that makes even mundane roads feel exciting. The manual transmission is still the one to get, a 6-speed that's so precise and rewarding to use. It almost feels like an extension of your own body. For those who prefer automatics, Mazda offers a 6-speed torque converter auto, but it's really the manual that brings out the Miata's full character. 0 to 60 now happens in just under 6 seconds, and the top speed sits around 135 miles per hour. Not mind-blowing numbers on paper, but again, it's not about the stats. It's about how this car feels. The rear-wheel drive setup, 50-50 weight distribution, and compact size create an experience that's almost impossible to match at this price point. And yes, the Miata is still one of the most fun cars to drive, period. For 2026, Mazda has also introduced a mild hybrid option in select markets. Say it's not a full hybrid, but rather a 48-volt system that helps with stop-start efficiency and adds a bit of torque fill during acceleration. It's aimed more at emissions compliance than performance, and thankfully, it doesn't dull the driving experience. If anything, it helps smooth out low-speed transitions without compromising throttle response. Pricing for the 2026 Miata starts around $30,500 for the base sport trim. The Club Model A, which adds performance goodies like a limited slip differential, Bilstein shocks, and a front strut brace, comes in closer to $34,000. If you want the Grand Touring version with all the bells and whistles, including adaptive headlights, leather upholstery, navigation, and the upgraded Bose system, you're looking at around $36,500. All trims come with either the soft top convertible or the RF retractable fastback, with the RF commanding roughly $2,000 more. Considering the level of engagement, craftsmanship, and pure driving joy you get, the Miata remains an absolute bargain in 2026. Fuel economy stays strong too, with the manual rated at 26 miles per gallon city and 35 miles per gallon highway, and the automatic nudging slightly higher. The new mild hybrid trim offers a small bump, making it even more appealing for daily drivers who still want a touch of excitement. So, what's the verdict? In a world obsessed with SUVs, EVs, and autonomous tech, the 2026 Mazda Miata stands as a defiant love letter to pure, analog driving. It's not trying to be the fastest, the flashiest, or the most high-tech. It's trying to be the most fun. And in that mission, it absolutely succeeds. Mazda has managed to evolve the Miata without losing the soul that made it a legend in the first place. It's light, nimble, responsive, and just the right amount of raw. It's a car that makes you smile before you even hit the ignition, and leaves you grinning long after the drive is over. If you're looking for a track monster, there are faster cars out there. But if you want an affordable, beautifully balanced roadster that reminds you why you fell in love with driving in the first place, this is it. The 2026 Mazda Miata is the kind of car that doesn't just survive in today's market, it thrives by staying true to itself. And we are here for it. That's a wrap for today's review on Trendz TV. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth reviews and car content, and tell us in the comments, would you choose the Miata in 2026? Or is there another drop top that's stealing your attention? Until next time, keep your engines revving and your tires gripping. Catch you on the next one.